Unajua most of the time tukizungumza, na nimesikia wasa wakisema mapema kuwa ni vizuri tukuwe na positive mind, pia tuambie wase wakuwe creative na hizo vitu zingine. What we are only saying is that the government is an enabler. Ina enable economy so that sisi wenyewe tunaweza kujifanyia kazi. Hizo vitu watu wanasema kukuwa positive minded, hizo tunajua, tumeambiwa na tunafanya. Hizo vitu watu wanasema tujifanyishe self employment, wale wasa wanatuambia tujitafutie self employment, wenyewe wameenda kutafuta kazi bunge. As in, kama hao wako sawa, wanajua kila kitu ya kufanya, wameenda bunge kufanya nini? Wameenda kutafuta huko kazi, then wameturn gava imekuwa ni ile place yao ile wenye wanafanya job, as in hii ni kama enterprise yao. Hii gava inastahili kuwa ni enabler yetu, lakini imekuwa ni kama enterprise yao. So kwao hii gava ni tool tu ya kuhakikisha kuwa wanapata pesa, na hiyo pesa si ati wana employ entrepreneurship, ni ile tu kwa sababu sasa huko in control ya state, cronyism, corruption, unapata zile pesa zote unataka, then ukiwauliza wanakuambia ni god tu, ni god tu, na uko na wale watu wenye you cannot account for over 20 million people at wako kwa gray economy. Inaitwa gray economy because haiko hapo kwingine. Dr. Field, ningependa uongee.
Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Field, and
Dr. Field, please, hebu washa mic yako.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear
so
you.
I'm Dr. Field. I'm happy to join this space, and I'm happy that we are finally having such a conversation because of the things that are happening in Kenya right now. The joblessness is like over the roof. You know, people are so desperate, and the situation is not. It doesn't look like the situation is improving anytime soon. However, I'm very skeptical of, and I'm sorry to be of a different opinion here, because if you look at this whole thing of the National Jobless Rally, everything, and if you have a third eye and you kind of try to analyze all this situation, you realize that someone is just about to benefit on someone else's misfortunes. You know, the problem with us Kenyans is that we like most of the time to just jump into conclusions and, you know, just jump into the bandwagon without like try to kind of internalize things. So I know the situation might be tough, but this approach of trying to like rally everybody to come and have something like a rally, like some kind of demonstration, I really don't think it's a good thing. It might be a good thing if it is organic. That is that like the people have felt like, you know, they should do this. But if some group of people try to kind of organize and then they tell us to join, then I'm not trying to be skeptical, but then I'm afraid I'll have to, because you know, it's all about trying to benefit someone, and I'm sorry to say that, because if you look at these people like Morara, these are people like who have most of the time, and I see is one of the organizers of this rally. These are people who have like most of the time have used the misfortunes of Kenya to benefit themselves, and they're just about to do that again, and it's not even the last time they're going to do it. Yeah. So we are all educated people here. So I urge you people to kind of try to look this thing in a different way, and do not put yourself in a situation where you have to follow somebody because you think that they know better than we know or something. Everybody, like people like Morara, recently we saw them in the government. Not in the government, but they're with the same people. They work in the government offices. They benefit, yeah, and they try to make it as if like they're trying to speak for the youths. They're trying to. They have the interest of youths, yeah. And so I really think that we should look at this thing in a more different way, because once bitten, twice shy. Yeah, and it's very unfortunate that people like Morara can come up with such a thing, and most of the time, and you all know that such rallies, you know how they end. at one point, okay, it might be peaceful, but at one point, it's about to turn violent when the police came, and now there is tear gas, and people even lose their lives for someone to pocket a few million shillings. So let us just be very practical, and let us give the government time, although things are difficult right now. We all understand because we went to school and we know what's happening. We might not be satisfied with the government right now, but I'm really against anything like calling youths from all over the country to come to Nairobi for a rally. These are jobless people, and most of the youth, they do not even have money even to attend job interviews. They don't have. So why do you think that you can invite youths from Kisii, you can invite youths from whatever parts of Turkana or whatever parts of the country to come to Nairobi to protest? For what? So that the people who told you to organize this rally thing, to give you money so that you benefit on behalf of them, that's not how we're supposed to do things. I opine.
Thank you so much, Fred.
Probably just a minute, Mr. Maliba.
Yeah.
Before Fred leaves, sorry, I was in a meeting. I've just popped out of the meeting when I heard him mention the name. You see, one of the challenges that is affecting us in this country is sometimes we bring mediocrity where it's not needed. In this particular instance, we are losing our time, we are losing resources, we are being fought by government, we are always at a risk, our families are always at a risk, our businesses have been destroyed by KRA, and we are still here fighting for the people. And we are fighting for these people to get opportunities and jobs. It's not comfortable, it's not enjoyable, it's not something we wish to do. We would wish to also stay home and enjoy with our families and take our drinks and sleep in our warm beds. But we remember the number of people who are behind us, who are trusting us to fight for them. And we are uncomfortable. We just feel we need to do something for this youth. So when he makes, allegations of, you will make money from what, that is utter rubbish and total bullshit. He should withdraw that rubbish. Nobody will make money from anything. In fact, we are losing money because this is something we are doing sometimes with our own resources, at our own discomfort, without any benefit whatsoever. So sometimes it's very painful when we lose sleep, lose money. We are chased down by government. They are always listening to our phone calls. They are threatening our families. We can't even have bank accounts. KRA is on us every day. And we are doing all this to sacrifice for an idiot like him. So he should withdraw that rubbish completely. That is not something that we want to hear. Kabisa. Atoe, atetee tu serikali, lakini asilete hiyo upuzi.
Morara, just a moment.
Okay.
Just a quick one. Okay, let me say this just before Dr. Feld, just wait. Number one, the reason why we are having these conversations is that no one said that dialogue is easy. I just want to remind everybody in this particular space that no one ever said that dialogue is easy. People fight physically. Watu wanapigana mangumi kwa sababu dialogue is difficult. As unfavorable as his opinion would be, I will ask Morara to just let it pass, because if we then stop and have this conversation, I'm trying to imagine when Dr. Feld says that let us give government time. How much time? Because we are already midway. Imagine if we had told the colonizers, we had told the British, let us give the British time so that they can leave. We will never be independent. Again, when he talks about such eventualities being organic, I'm trying to imagine that somebody will talk to somebody somewhere, just the same way people are reaching out to each other. Plus, why do we have governance? We have governance because then processes can actually be predictable. We are talking about being able to speak to government to allow them to ensure that when they do budget making, it is actually it's labor-based. So that then we are not giving out, you hear about billions of tenders, but then it's going out of the country. And there are people here who can't do so much. The other day we were doing some mathematics and said, If you were to just ask government to employ, they are saying they have got about 5.4 million educated people who are not employed at the moment and have been actively looking for work in the last 90 days or so. If you were to ask them to just try and bring in just 300,000 people, and those 300,000 people, you don't even hire them as permanent. You only bring them as casuals using the government set minimum wage. You will end up with about just 108 billion. That 108 billion is what we are being told is the amount that goes to creating the system, the share system. And by the way, all the banking systems, all the banks that are actually in Kenya today, I had an event where the banking executive said that even their systems, all of them, the systems for all the banks in this country, put together, it cannot be more than 30 billion shillings. The share system alone is 107 billion. We were saying with 107 billion, you have got over 300,000 people working as casuals, and we still need labor. So anyway, so that then we don't really belabor on that, I would love us to speak about the strategies we can use, because all we want is simply to ensure that we get the best out of the people we have. Because if anyone actually feels that what we have from parliament today, what we have from government today is the best we can actually have, then that is a level of mediocrity that I don't think we can actually take. Honestly, they can do better. And we've seen that where there's pressure, they work much better. So, Morara, I don't want you to actually go out and speak to that issue repeatedly. Let it just go. Wacha tu ishi hivyo kwingine. I would love to speak
Sasa
to
maneno vile nilikuwa nataka kuiweka.
Rivo Chris Odinga, tafadhali.
How are you, Maliba? Am I audible?
Chris
Yes,
Odinga?
can you hear me?
Chris Oding.
Yes, can you hear me? Hello?
Nyati, you've been... Okay. Chris.
Yes,
I
we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I really, because I've been listening what was going on. First of all, I want to clarify there's no fools here. There's no fools on this platform. Everyone has, we came here to listen and make a discussion. And sometimes it's also good if you don't have to be a leader to try to listen to yourself and speak it out. Because if you want to go to check the details, into details, I want to put some few questions because I hate mentioning some individuals. Yes, you call someone a fool, but you don't listen to yourself that where were you last week and what happened to where you were last week that changed and hibernated and changed your opinion and you come and then come back again. That's the first question. The other thing, all of us knows last year where we were and what really happened. So what will be done different this year for what you are planning on Monday? That few people will not capitalize on the blood of young people. People go to the street, they got shot, they get bullets into their head, while some few individuals go and hide somewhere and benefit. The other thing, if you want to go ahead as a youth, let's stop this pendulum business. Like today we are here, tomorrow we are here. We have to speak with one language and get united. This cancel culture, emotion will never take us anywhere. That is my small submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nyati? Looks like he's able to come through, or he's having a problem with his network wherever he is. I have some two more requests.
I wanted to say a few words, Mr. Maliba, before you continue.
Okay.
So, well, first, let me say I'm sorry that I came out very strongly against what Dr. I don't know whether it's Fred or what he was saying.
Dr. Feld.
But I want people, but yes, I want people to understand one thing. That sometimes as we are fighting for you, we feel a bit frustrated when we feel like we can't fight for ourselves. You know, one of the ways you can help us when we are at the forefront fighting is by having our back. And whenever we feel that our back, somebody doesn't have our back, sometimes it even creates fear among us, the troops, not to want to go forward. I just wanted to create a clear picture so that you understand what's going on. In a day, I get at least 50 to 100 youths asking me for a job in one day. Now, I'm not the government. I don't have such a big corporation that I will be able to employ at least 50 to 100 youths every day. But every day when I walk around the community, I see youths in hopelessness, in desperation. People are just gambling. Others are doing even pornography for a living. Others are on OnlyFans. Others are on strip chat. People are doing things that would not be dignified to try and earn unemployment. And one of the things that makes it very painful is that the youths are blaming themselves for not having a job. Yaani kwa Kiswahili, vijana wanajilaumu kwa kutokuwa na kazi. Wanasema maybe they are not confident enough, maybe I'm not educated enough, maybe I'm not skilled enough, maybe I didn't give a bribe that was sufficient. So the youth have been conditioned and they've been put in a position where they are blaming themselves for the situation they are in. But you and I know that they are in that situation by design. They are in that situation because someone has intentionally messed up this economy through corruption and theft of public funds and through unsound economic policies, and therefore the economy has been shrinking. Companies have not been hiring new staff. They've been firing staff. So kama wale wenye wako na kazi tayari wanapoteza, wenye hawana watapata vipi? We are talking about the university funding model. We are funding people to go to university to come and do what? If the graduates that have already graduated from universities do not have jobs. So these are the conversations we need to start having. Parents are selling land, they are selling cows to bribe people for their children to get employment. Mliona Eldoret ile time kulikuwa na scam. You saw how many people sold property for their kids to go abroad. You've seen how Alfred Mutua is playing with the life of people. Yesterday, I had a meeting with the representatives of 300 youth, who each of them, Alfred Mutua asked them to pay 54,000 each, that he'll give them visas to Saudi Arabia after they were pre-selected. Ile time watu thousands of people walikuwa wamepanga line uko KICC. He has never given them visas to this date. They have never gotten that job. The private entity that took their money. Imagine, hauna job, na bado unyang'anywe 54,000 na Alfred Mutua. This government does not care that youth are unemployed, and it is not doing anything for the unemployed youth. We have a budget of 4.2 trillion. Please point me, kwa hiyo 4.2 trillion, how much is going to youth unemployment or for youth jobs? You'll get nothing. Look at that budget of 4.2 trillion. Tell me how much is going towards youth borrowing money without an interest for them to start businesses. You'll find it's nothing. These youths are being conditioned to poverty. And if we do not take care of this problem, haitakuwa shida ya serikali peke yake, itakuwa pia shida yetu, because nobody will walk with a phone in town. Nobody will have money in the bank because these youth have technological skills. That's why wameingia kwa online fraud. We must solve the issue of joblessness. And since we do not have political power, Mimi, I'm not a governor, I'm not a senator, I'm not an MP, I'm not the president. If I had that kind of power, ningesuluhisha hiyo shida leo. Since we don't have that power, and since 2027 is still far away, the question is, what do we do right now with the little influence that we have, or the much influence that we have, to influence the next budget? Vijana wapate kazi. So now the anger and the pain from people like myself towards people like Dr. Feld is, yeah, akona mshahara ya serikali, akona gari ya serikali, anakunywa chai kwa ofisi ya serikali, akienda nje ya Nairobi anapewa per DM, ako na allowances, ako pia na bribes zenye ana collect kwa ofisi ya serikali, and he wants to tell us not to do anything for the youth, ati kwa sababu atatushuku kwamba kuna pesa tumepewa tufanye nini na nini. I want to assure everybody that listening to us today, we've not received even a single coin from everyone. In fact, we've lost money, but we are still standing and still fighting because we promised that we will be consistent. Please have our back. Kama ni Monday ni Monday. Mimi sitakuja Monday nikiwa nimevaa buibui. Sitakuja Monday nikiwa nimejificha. Sitakuja Monday nikiwa nimejificha na ngoja gari yangu ikiwaka nina hepa. I will stand there with the rest of the youth and together we will make a declaration. Remember, some of us actually maybe have jobs. Like me, I'm an employer. So basically, by all common sense, I'm not supposed to be there because I'm an employer. I have a job and I have people I've employed. Why am I there? I'm there for you. For you who does not have a job that is suffering. When umetoka ku apply my jobs, umechoka. That is why I'm there for you. And don't keep wondering why I'm there for you. Sometimes leadership is a burden given to us by God. We don't like it. Sometimes it's too heavy. Sometimes it's too painful. Sometimes we feel like there are better things to do. But once you've been given the burden of leadership, you have no choice but to carry it. Kwa hivyo Monday is Monday. Mimi nitakuwa hapo. All these rumors being peddled by people like Dr. Fell, hizo forget about it. Tutakuwa kwa ground and we will fight for the young people to have an opportunity to live, work and grow in Kenya.
Thank you for those remarks. Mine is just to give a parting shot. Recently, we saw a very worrying statistic that among 10 Kenyans, 450 shillings a day. If you put that cumulatively, that's around 4,500 shillings in a month. That is including weekends. If you do away with the weekends, that's around 3,900. And we need to ask ourselves, is that enough money to sustain a whole family? What I want to remind you guys is that the rally is not about, causing unrest or causing any kind of unrest, but rather it's a channel for us to say to the government that you are forgetting us. You are not talking about the issues that are affecting us. It's a way that we are trying to use to, try to influence policy and give people hope, the millions who are unemployed.